Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Apex Nutrition Kick Butt Kitchen podcast. I'm going to talk about maybe something that should have talked about from the very beginning, because I think this might hold the power to make everything else that I've ever encouraged anyone to do, to make healthier choices, to meet their goals for weight or for sports performance or for health. This might be the key to it all. So I apologize, first of all, for saving it until this part. I don't remember. This is episode 20-something, maybe 23. But hey, it's better late than never. So I want to tell you the number one health habit for anyone who wants to be healthier, again, lose weight, better sports performance. This is the number one habit that anyone who wants to make a change needs to be healthier. This habit isn't glitzy. It's not going to make me any money. No influencers are pushing it, therefore. It doesn't even require a 5:30 a.m. wake-up call. This habit is a plain Jane. Sorry to disappoint to start. This habit, and the research bears this out, my own experience bears this out, and I think if you talk to anyone who's ever made a real change in their life, change is hard. You know, some people think that humans don't change. I don't believe that. I've seen change too many times. But change is hard. If you ever talk to someone who's made a real change in their life to become healthier, to become better at something, they would tell you this too, I think. The number one habit, the habit that rules them all, is consistency. It's consistency. It's everyday consistency. It is not a perfect plate. It is not a perfect meal plan. It is not the best sports equipment. It is not the best workout. It's not a 30-minute run versus a 15-minute run. It's consistency. It's every day doing what you set out to do, even if you don't do it to the full goal of what you set out to do it to. It's doing it. So if you want to let that sink in, and if you are disappointed because you thought I had a magic bullet, it is a magic bullet. And the thing is it's going to be easier than you think. One of the reasons that very intelligent, very even motivated people fall short of their goals or don't even get started with a new change is because they've been coming at it the wrong way. They've put more emphasis on the outcome than they have on the consistency. And this is a problem. The outcome is important, and I won't take that away. That's like when someone comes to me to lose weight, and I say, oh, the scale doesn't matter. And I know they're overweight. So I know that they're 30 pounds overweight. So their bodies are not as healthy as they could be from the cells on up if they were at a healthier weight. And I say, just because maybe my plan isn't working for them, I say the scale doesn't matter. No, that is like gaslighting, weird non-truth. So outcomes do matter, and they matter. It's not just the scale. It could be a lot of things, but outcomes matter. But here's the thing. If you have a good, solid plan that you believe in, then the outcome is a given. If you do the plan, this is going to happen. Not doing the plan is the issue, or not doing it for long enough. It's the consistency. I have seen this for 20 years. It's the consistency. But I will tell you that I think I've failed in a lot of ways of communicating this well, of making things easy enough for people to be consistent. Or oftentimes, I just feel like if someone's paying me, I want to give them all the information because I don't know if I'm going to see them again. I'm someone who, let me tell you, I have a high deductible insurance plan. So I'm like the type of person who will get the information or the start I need and then go on my own. So I kind of have that mindset about me. And so I don't always know that I'm going to get 10 follow-ups with someone. So I want to give them the full thing. But maybe that's a disservice because then maybe the overwhelm of this perfect plan and perfect breakfast, lunch, dinner, training, nutrition, whatever it is too much. And that perfection actually gets in the way of progress or gets in the way of even starting. So I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach. I'm still going to give people the full thing, but I'm going to bring them back to finding one thing to be consistent about. So here are the 3 steps that you can use 2, start being consistent with one habit. And then I'm even going to give you a little bit of special magic bonus that I use all the time. And in fact, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to use it right now to get started and be consistent. So, step number 1, find an easy plan with one easy goal and then make it easier. Now, I work with a lot of high performance people. They do not want to hear this. I do not want to hear this. It makes me feel like a failure before I even start for someone to tell me that it needs to be so easy and then easier for me to do it. But this is reality. The problem that most people have when they set a goal, even for just one habit, is they set it based on their best day ever. They see themselves as someone who wakes up, who has a smile on their face, who gets their lemon ice water, then their coffee, then their perfect protein breakfast, and they have all this energy and their kids are fine and everyone slept well and work is fine. In fact, they get off a little early, so then they have all the time in the world to go to the gym just like they planned. And when you set your goals based on your best day ever, you're only going to do them like one time a year. You must do the opposite. Think of your worst day. Maybe not your worst day ever, because no one needs to do a goal on their worst day ever. But think of like just a typical not so great day. You wake up and you are tired because you didn't sleep that well, maybe. Maybe you had a sick kid. Maybe a kid stays home from school. Maybe, work is horrible, goes long, the whole thing goes sideways, your car doesn't start, you don't have groceries, whatever. Could you accomplish the goal you're setting to do on that day? Make it that easy. Make it so easy that no matter what happens, you could pretty much do it. For example, I like to get out and run on trails or ski up mountains or mountain bike. But you can see this rebounder behind me. I have that too, because I know that on some days I only have about 30 minutes in between my appointments to get any exercise for the entire day. So 20 minutes on the rebounder, it is. That's kind of like my typical, that's not a bad day, but it's like a busy day, like a day that's not perfect to me. My perfect day would be I have the whole afternoon off and I take off on some glorious mountain bike ride, on a trail, and it's great. But I can't set that as my goal. My goal has to be for that really busy day. And then it's icing on the cake if I get to go on a longer thing. So that's the first thing, is to find a plan that you believe in and set a very easy goal based on it. So I'm talking 20 minutes every boundary, and it might be 10 minutes at a time because I only have like 2 times to do this, or it's like short amount of time. So it might even get broken up. That's not ideal, but it's still my goal, and I'm gonna be consistent in getting my exercise. So that's the first thing. Find something you believe in, that you know the outcome is there. Set a goal within that plan, and then make it as easy and dumb as possible. If it feels dumb saying it out loud because it's so easy, like I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get 10 to 20 minutes on a rebounder in. Like I'm setting my bar pretty low for me. Like I don't like saying that out loud. Then you're on the right track. Make it something a little embarrassing. All right, that's number 1. Number 2 then is to either brainstorm ahead of time. That's best to start. And then as you try to implement it, you'll also find things. Find whatever friction or barriers there are to this goal and remove them. So your goal cannot be to rebound for 10 minutes a day if you don't have a rebounder. Sorry, you have to start with something else. You have to start with what I started with a long time ago, an old piece of climbing rope and jump roping, because I had that. You have to start where you are. If your goal is to go to the gym, but you don't have a gym membership, guess what? Maybe next month when you have a gym membership, that can be your goal, but it can't now. There can't be any friction. This happens time and time again when I work with people. They tell me their goal is to go to the gym 3 days a week. And I say, oh, great, is the gym close by? Like, can you get there? And they say, well, it's kind of a pain, but I think I can get there. Okay, do you have a membership that you can go 3 days? No, I got to stop in. I got to, pay for it. I got to do this. And then the next time I see them, I'll be honest, 90% of the time, nothing has happened. Nothing has been accomplished because their goal was something that has a lot of friction. And so instead of like reducing their goal somehow, they just didn't do it. No friction. If you're going to go for a run, you need to have running shoes, and you probably need to have them out and visible by the door. I have a friend who, she was this great runner. She slept in her running clothes on nights before she'd go for a morning run. I used to laugh at her about it. But yeah, that's how low barrier, low friction she knew her morning needed to be in order to do it. Another example is I often recommend half a plate of vegetables at night, right? You've heard me say that before. Guess what? I'm not doing it if I have to wash the romaine and bust out a salad spinner and then spin it and then it's still a little bit soggy. And no, I'm not. So my low friction method there is to buy the pre-washed greens. And I'll deal with them being a tiny bit more expensive and wilting first if I don't put paper towels in them. Think of whatever friction you can ahead of time. And then as you go, you're going to find more friction because usually these things come up as you go, and then remove it. We need the easiest goal that's part of a great plan. And then we make it easier until it's done. And then we further take away the friction. All right. Number 3 then is that you need to come up with any ounce of discipline, not motivation, discipline, and just start. Just start. You just have to do it one day first. The first day is the big day. One key to this is just like psychologically, if it's something that is hard. So I'll give you another example in my own life. I love to run. I really do. Especially, trail running is something I love. And I try to do it in the summer, like twice a week. And sometimes though, I don't know what it is. Running is, it kind of gets my nervous system sometimes because it's painful. And so when I'm anticipating the pain, especially if this is a hard run, then I don't want to. And my brain starts coming up with all kinds of excuses to not do it. It won't come out and just say, this is too hard, I don't want to do it. It'll come up with all, time, weather, anything to not do it. So what I tell myself is that I'll do something super easy instead, but it's in the same realm. So I will tell myself it's okay if I just I put my running shoes on, I go to the trail, and I just walk for 10 minutes. Because that's the opposite. That soothes my nervous system. I love going for walks. I love hiking. It doesn't even feel like it's not hard to me. It's just fun and beautiful and pleasant and peaceful. And I usually listen to a podcast, so this just sounds like a lot of self-care. I tell myself that, and I truly believe it though. You have to truly believe it, that if I only walk for 10 minutes, that's okay. There's no guilt. That's okay. That's what I needed that day. But turns out 99% of the time I'll go ahead and go for that hour run, because once I'm out there, my body remembers that I like it. It's the getting out there. It's the starting. That's the barrier. That's what takes discipline to just start going. So that discipline, just to get out there. And if you need to tell yourself that you can do a 10th of what you set out to do, and it can be easier, then that's okay. Because again, it's not the perfect run that's important. It's the consistency. Okay. And I know you're saying, but walking for 10 minutes burns 50 calories and running for 60 minutes burns 600. So how can that be the same? Well, it's better than not going, because not going is not only does that burn 0 if we're talking about calories, but it also trains muscle memory to not go. So instead, I'm going to go, and that's going to train that muscle memory. And I'm telling you, in my experience, people usually set out and do what they set out to do. So that is number 3. But what if you just can't get yourself to do it? There's been certain things that are hard in my life that I just cannot get myself to do. You want to know one of them? One of them is this podcast. I love it, but a consistent weekly podcast has been hard for me. So I'm going to use this next magic bonus on it. My goal is to write a newsletter and make it into this YouTube video and a podcast, and then a blog as well. So I have it in 4 places every week, unless I'm on vacation, which I don't go on vacation that much. So we're talking 50 weeks a year. Okay. Consistency. This is how I know I'm going to grow. This is how I know I'm going to reach people. This is how I know I'm going to help people. So what magic, if this hasn't, for years, 10 years, the first time I podcast, man, that's 15 years ago. And I've never been able to do it consistently on my own. So what's going to do it? Well, I'll tell you another story. At one season in my life, I had my 4th kid. And I was little nuts then still. I was still super into endurance sports. I loved it. This was not in any way weird punishment. I loved it. I craved it. It was my time. And I really loved to uphill skimo at the time. And we moved somewhere where the only way I could do this, and I wanted to just do it 2 weekdays a week. The only way I could do it is if I got up at 4:15 and I got out of the house by 4:30 in the morning, because I had to be back before my husband went to work. Now, if you know me, one thing about me is I do all these things, but I also very much love to sleep. Like, I love to sleep. And so getting up, especially in the cold, because it's a winter sport, obviously. So getting out of my warm bed with my tired eyes, I mean, my baby was, less than a year, sleeping fine. So that was okay. But still, I was tired. But I really wanted to. And I knew I would really enjoy it if I just did it. But I couldn't do it. And I kept feeling sad and disappointed in myself by not doing it. And I really wanted to do it. And I knew I wasn't going to keep up with my level of fitness that I wanted in skimo if I didn't do it. And this made for a long winter for me that I didn't like as much. So what I started doing, I had an 8-year-old at the time. 8-year-olds, I think maybe 6-year-olds on up if you have kids. They love money. Okay, this is a good accountability partner. But you can find anyone who loves money, like if you have a broke younger brother or something. Bet them $5 that you won't go. But pay up. And it's got to be someone who will not let you off the hook. You think my 8-year-old who wants something at the store is going to let me off the hook? And he'd know if I hadn't gone because they wake up, and know if I'm there or not. I bet him $5 that I wouldn't go. Now, this is 2 times a week, times 12 weeks. That's a lot, $120 if I don't go every time. Guess what? I always went. As soon as money was on the line, I always went. If it takes betting $20, then do it. Bet someone $5. I'm telling you it will work. So I'm betting that same child who is now 18 and in college, $5 a week that I will get my newsletter, podcast, and videos and blog up every week. He wants the money even more now. All right, so that's the sprinkling of extra magic on the 3 steps. The 3 steps were to believe in a plan. So that's the first part, is you do have to have a good plan. Just anything. If it's a goal to eat vegetables at dinner, I'm telling you that's a good plan. So you can go back through my podcast. You can watch my videos of anything I've ever done, and I think they're all good plans, or else I wouldn't tell you. Get a good plan that you believe in the outcome, that it will happen if you follow the plan. Then reduce it down to one stupid easy goal, stupid easy habit. Then make it even stupid easier, okay? So dumb that if you say it out loud, you feel like you are the most underachiever on earth. I know most of my clients, they do not like this, but it's the truth, okay? That's where we got to start. That's step 1. Step 2 then is to take away any friction, because it can be easy and there's just friction. As humans, our biology is to let anything stop us from being uncomfortable. Anything, any excuse. So if you have to go find your running shoes, there's a good stop. If you have to go to the store to get the vegetables and you just went to the store yesterday and you forgot them, that's a good excuse to not eat vegetables. Any reason to not do something that's a little uncomfortable or inconvenient, we'll take that opportunity to not. So get rid of all the friction. Number 3 is to use any ounce of discipline you've got and just start that first day. And if you have to make it a half or a quarter or a tenth of what you set out to do, do it. And then do the same thing the next day. And if you can't muster the discipline, and that's no knock on you. All of us, it's hard. I don't really believe in motivation so much. Like, you can get excited and motivated, and that's fine, but that's a fleeting feeling. It comes and it goes. But discipline is like a practice. So if you can get that muscle going, if you have to use the money magic bonus, do it. I do it all the time. No shame in that game. So find someone who wants money really bad and then bet them. All right, so that's the action plan for this week. If you want a plan you can believe in that has all kinds of healthy habits baked into it, if you haven't noticed, there are so many nutrition puns, and I try to use them at least once a thing I do. So many. So take a bite out of this. My plans are good. They're simple. They're easy. And they're full of little easy habits. And one of the ones I have right now on my website is the Just Tell Me What to Eat meal plan. There's one for men. There's one for women. They are fully optimized for a healthy metabolism to meet your goal weight, cardiovascular health, brain health, digestive health, just a healthy way to eat. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks and drinks, all in there, telling you exactly what to do with lots and lots of options that are all similar, so you can mix and match them. I've worked with literally one-on-one over 1,000 people in 20 years. So that's not like that impressive because that's not very many a year. But yes, I have. And we're talking one-on-one where I got to know how they eat and what we needed to change about what they ate, and what works and what doesn't. So I've come up with a good variety, I think. And also it shows you kind of how to build it so you can make your own too. There's a link below and you can get started today with that. Just tell me what to eat meal plan. I know you can do it. And I know there is a good plan that you can use with break it down to one goal. Make it easy, make it stupid easy. Remove the friction and then muster the discipline to get going. You've got it. I know you can. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoy what used to be the sporadic Apex Nutrition podcast and what now is the very consistent Apex Nutrition Kick Butt Kitchen podcast. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.